Good evening. Thank you all for watching the film. I'd like to start by telling you the story of how I stumbled upon Santhosh and narrate certain revelations that are not part of the documentary. It all started in July 2010 when YouTube announced a campaign called Life in a Day to commemorate its 5th anniversary. The idea of the campaign was that people around the world were invited to film anything they wanted. But on one particular day, which was the 24th of July, the footage was supposed to be uploaded on YouTube, and in 2011, they would come up with a documentary from a set of selected footage. The documentary was supposed to be directed by Kevin MacDonald and produced by Ridley Scott. Intrigued by this campaign, on July 24th, I borrowed a pocket digital camera from my ex-colleague and set out to shoot. I did not have any idea what I wanted to shoot. With a couple of friends, I hopped onto a train and I was shooting random views. Then we reached the bank of the infamous Kuam River, and that's where we witnessed a boat race happening on the other side. While I was shooting the boat race, I heard a child saying, "Inna Pandringa." So I turned around with the camera, and to me there was the kid, the boy, and he seemed like he just walked into the frame. Santhosh wanted to see how a camera saw him. So I turned the camera's LCD display around so that he could see himself. The moment he saw himself, he grew excited, and the rest is what you just saw in the film. Indeed, I was appalled. I never submitted the footage to YouTube campaign, thereby withdrawing my participation from the competition. I knew that the priority was to find Santhosh's parents somehow and inform them about what I witnessed. With the photograph of Santhosh, I went back to Kottrupuram Housing Board and spent a few days searching for his house block by block. Eventually, I found their house. Santhosh's father, Rajesh, was a day-wage painter, and his mother, Selvi, was a housekeeping maid. I learned that Santhosh had 2 other younger brothers. One was Charles and the other one Jayakumar. When I informed the parents about what I had witnessed with Santhosh, they told me that they were aware of it already. They added that they were finding it difficult to take care of the 3 children and asked me if I could take them to any hostel or home that could support them. I was baffled. I informed the parents that I did not belong to any NGO or organization that supported children. However, I informed them that it was their responsibility to care for their well-being. After that episode, I took off from the place. I carried on with my work and life. I was involved in the making of another documentary, which was taking most of my time, while this footage was resting in my hard disk. I was not sure if it could help anybody then. Later in 2013, I went back to the housing board to see how Santhosh was doing. I heard from the neighbors that Santhosh's father, Rajesh, had passed away the year before, and they had moved to another location, but no one knew where to. Again, I started searching hard, and days after, I found out that they had moved to a place in T Nagar, another housing board. That was when I met Ganeshan, the owner of a scrap shop, who also knew Santhosh's family very well. After the father's death, Santhosh's mother Selvi left Santhosh in the care of Ganeshan. Santhosh was made to quit school and work as a helper under Ganeshan. I also came to know that Santhosh's mother came to his shop to collect Santhosh's pay every 2 months. I requested Ganeshan for a quick meeting with Santhosh. However, he told me that he was too busy and he acted too protective. When I asked him about his habits, Ganeshan told me that he was not sniffing ink solvents for the past 6 months. He said that he whacked Santhosh the last time he found him red-handed. He also added that he could not stop him from consuming paku or mawa, paku or betel nut once in a while. With a bit of persuasion, I got a chance to take a photograph of Santhosh that evening. Ganeshan also told me that Selvi had admitted the younger brothers at a government hostel near Koturpuram. Ganeshan also made it clear to me that I should not be visiting Santhosh because he is busy with his work and he is taken care of properly. Although I left the place and carried on with other projects, the image of Santhosh would always come back to me. So a few months later, I went back to the same shop in T Nagar and they were not there. So in 2015, I finally met a person, a lead that could get me closer to Santhosh. He asked me to search for Santhosh at a market near Roypeta. I finally found Santhosh selling vegetables. At the very first glance, he recognized me. Even though he was shy, we spoke for a few minutes. That was when I started observing his daily activities. And that was when a lot of revelations happened. Santhosh's mother, Selvi, visited Ganeshan only to collect the salary of Santhosh. She never bothered to spend time with Santhosh and was quite busy with her newfound life. Santhosh felt betrayed by his own mother, and so he ensured that his salary was given to him and not to her. From then on, the mother stopped visiting Santhosh as well. He was also upset that his mother did not visit the other two brothers, Charles and Jay Kumar. He was deeply scarred by her attitude. Santhosh revealed that he had an 11-year-old younger brother, Charles, who had quit school. He was staying all by himself with a bunch of other boys somewhere near Koturpuram. However, Charles would visit the shop once in 3 or 4 months. In those few days, he also used to work there and would ask the owner for 20 rupees to buy mawa. It was a habit, it was a daily habit. So eventually, when he was denied, he would cry, make a fuss, and steal some money from the shop and run away. And this was his routine again. I was once able to meet him. When I asked him why he had left the hostel, he replied that he did not like it in there. The teachers would take away the cricket bats, food, or whatever that came for the children. He told me that he had a fight with his teacher before he ran away from the school. Witnessing the plight of Charles and the habits that he had slipped into, I was persistent in seeing the third brother, Jayakumar. I insisted Ganeshan to take me to the hostel. It was a small hostel that accommodated 30 children. The living conditions were certainly not nurturing, and this was the place that Selvi had admitted both Charles and Jayakumar. Jayakumar, an ever-smiling child, was 11 years old then. One of the school's housekeeping staff told us about an incident where Charles hurled stones at the school and added that Jayakumar was a quiet boy unlike his brother. Jayakumar, who was 11 years old then, was actually the same age as Santhosh when I first met him. I then reached out to Child Welfare Committee to see what they could do. They informed me that the government was streamlining the entire procedure for child rescue and that they could help Jayakumar by admitting him in a better school. The only point that they insisted on was that Jayakumar had to stay in the same hostel until the next academic year, which was April-May 2016. When I shared this news with Santhosh, he was very happy. He was happy that his brother would get a better education, a better future, unlike himself or Charles. Ganeshan and Santhosh agreed that a few more months of waiting should not be a problem. During Pongal holidays, Ganeshan brought Jayakumar to spend his time with his brother. When I went back to the market after the holidays, I noticed Jayakumar was still there playing around the market and sometimes all alone in the shop. Noticing this, I asked Ganesan why he had not been sent to the hostel. Ganesan's response was quite curt. He said that he had retained Jayakumar because he was going to switch schools anyway, and that going to the hostel was no good. February came and I witnessed Jayakumar was a full-fledged vegetable seller, managing his own stall, handling the money. And when I confronted Ganesan about this, he said Jayakumar didn't like going back to school and became worried at the very mention of the words school or hostel. I even persuaded Ganesan, his wife Malati, and Santhosh by telling them how they could land in trouble if the child helpline came to know about an 11-year-old child working under him. They did not budge. I felt tricked, and meanwhile, Jayakumar became very comfortable with his new life. Santhosh per se has a love and hate relationship with Ganeshan. He liked Ganeshan as he provided shelter, protection, and care when his mother left him. He hates him for making him work too much and not paying him properly for his hard work. So I approached Child Helpline in T Nagar to inform the situation to seek help for Charles and Jayakumar. I also informed them about my documentary. I was asked to send an email about the details of the child. The coordinator informed me that they will look into it. Till date, I have not received any response to the mails that I have sent. The next academic year came, and as promised, an officer from the Child Welfare Committee visited the market to do the needful. Ganesan told the officer that Jayakumar does not eat or sleep, but only cries when the words hostel or school was mentioned. He told the officer that he can take away Jayakumar to a better school if the elder brother Santhosh gave an okay. When Santhosh was approached, he wanted his brother to stay with him and under his supervision. The officer left and I was in shock because it was Santhosh who wanted a good future for his brother. Subsequently, I approached a protection officer from the District Child Protection Unit. I informed them about the whole incident. He initially agreed to help and informed me that he will contact me when he gets to the market. I have not received any calls from him either, but I have called him many times for the next few months until October 2017 to remind and follow up on the matter. However, nothing has been done. So far, Ganeshan and his wife, the Child Helpline, and the Child Protection Unit has looked at me as an unwanted person knocking at their door. Many times, Ganeshan advised me that there are so many things to do instead of wasting my time with a loser like Santhosh. Finally, I was asked not to visit his shop anymore as he considered me a hindrance to his business. I wanted to help Jayakumar after witnessing what was happening to Santhosh and Charles, but I lost hope. I did not make this documentary unless I realized that a short glimpse of a child's life could make a difference. So without much judgment, I just tried to show the life of Santhosh in small glimpses that can summarize his life, the life that we need to know. One day is the basic temporal building block of human life. I picked 2 days. His life is much worse than what we see on screen. In a country of more than 1 billion people, you can tell where he is going if you're aware enough of what is happening in this country. On the surface, this film clearly deals with substance abuse, child abuse, and exploitation. What I also see is the lack of love and care. Santhosh and his brothers were not nurtured with love and care from his parents. Instead, the children were considered a burden. Despite knowing that the child was roaming around and collecting bottles and abusing drugs, at a very young age, the parents did nothing. The more I dwelled on the issue of children and their well-being, it led me to the many facets of our upbringing, from the food that we consume, the highly polluted and populated urban and semi-urban environments that we live in, the education and the system that we learn, the relationship we have with money and time, the technology and information that we expose ourselves to, the tyranny that each one of us undergoes, the struggles and hurdles that we ourselves have put us into, and we grow up, lead our lives, and die one day, leaving many lives in this world. For at least 100 years of recorded history, we as human beings have changed. For the better or worse, I do not know. But it has certainly made me understand that the issue and solution to every issue lies in the individual. But not just one individual, but a group of people that forms a society and eventually a species. Santhosh was roughly 11 years old then. He is now ready to vote for the government of this democracy. In his interview, he has informed us how he aspires to lead his life. I only wish and hope many children like Santhosh get to live their life to the fullest. Just as a day is the basic building block of human life, love and care and affection are the basic building blocks of a living society. And humankind, which considers itself to be at the apex of any given ecosystem in this planet, needs to behave with such basic feelings and be consistent at it. With loving parents, many Santoshas could have a beautiful life. There are many more uncounted children like Santhosh, Charles, and Jayakumar. I have refrained the use of numbers and statistics from the documentary, but at the click of a button, one can find out that in 2013, the report released by the National Commission for Protection of Child Rights states that 40 to 70% of 18 million homeless children were exposed to some form of substance abuse. It was summarized that 1 in every 5 drug addicts was under 21 years of age. Numbers and statistics can give great clarity and understanding to address and work towards a solution and its success. But I believe that even one child who is in need of help cannot be left as an anomaly. Substances are addictive, but I place love and care more than addiction. With a caring society, any issue can be resolved unless the society is the issue. The substance abuse could have been curbed if there was an awareness of the issue. What happened to Santhosh can happen to any child irrespective of the child's caste, creed, or class in the world. Santhosh is just one in a billion. Countless children go through some kind of abuse growing up. There are also cases of too much love and affection choking childhood itself. As a filmmaker, I'd like to encourage thought, which I believe will eventually turn into words and then into action. Initially, I did not want to use the film at all, but just to help the child. However, saving the child seemed more difficult than making this film. I then decided to reconnect with Santhosh to see where his story was going. I decided that his story needs to be told so that it could help not only the children, but to the many people and NGOs who are already on their mission to do their bit for the children. I wanted to put all the people related to the issue in one room and show this film. I do believe in humanity, and I believe in the simple quote, unity is strength. The people working in the concerned departments of the government can do their job better if we as common people can encourage and help as volunteers. Unquestionably, we are too many people, and blaming the government is honestly taking us nowhere, but our participation can. We at Roam Free Films would like to continue to make such films by inviting people to contribute such visual stories. For this, we are looking at collaborating with interested NGOs and organizations to make this possible. Mental health has been a much neglected aspect of our life. We come from a nation that taught the world about mindfulness and self-awareness through techniques such as meditation. But today, we seem to have gone far away from that. My best wishes to all the people fighting for a better future to come stronger in what they are doing already. Thank you and happy Children's Day.